Hey guys, it's Alyssa from AlyssaNalani.com. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to the 7th installment of the series that we've been doing this month called Build a Better Year 2020. Over the past few weeks, we've been talking about different ways that we can gear up for the new year and get ourselves all prepared for the year that's quickly coming upon us. 2020 is so close. I cannot believe that we're already facing the end of one year and the beginning of another. But I'm excited and I'm slowly getting myself geared up for a new year. And I'm gonna try and tell you all the things that we've talked about so far by memory. What you probably didn't know is that every time I've talked about it in every other video, I read off the list that I had. So I'm gonna try to do it without a list since I am facing you. In the first video, we talked about how to do a brain dump and set life priorities. In the second video, we talked about choosing a planner or planner system. Some people use one planner, some people use more than one. So a planner or a planner system for 2020. In the third video, we talked about how to set resolutions and goals. In the fourth video, we talked about choosing a word of the year and a verse of the year. And then in the fifth video, we talked about how to write a mission statement, what you might consider when writing a mission statement, and that there are different mission statements that you might consider writing. We also talked about, in the sixth video, we talked about how to create a vision board. So I showed you how I put mine together. And if you haven't yet seen it, on my Instagram, I did post a picture of the finished product. No, I didn't. I posted the picture of how it was the day that I filmed it, but I have since made changes. So I'll have to take another picture maybe tomorrow when the lighting is better in my office and show you how it turned out. So the last video was about doing a vision board, and today, as you saw from the title of the video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to put together a self-care kit for the year. Now, before I show you what's in this basket, I just kind of want to give you my thoughts on putting together a self-care kit. Now, you may know kind of what your year is potentially going to look like, right? You might know what is expected of you on your job, or what you might be doing with your kids, any vacations you might take, the projects you're going to work on. I'm in a season right now where I only know a few things about what the new year might bring and what my husband and I might be working on. There are a lot of things that are kind of up in the air, and that will be up in the air for the next couple of weeks. Some decisions that we have to make, some things that we're kind of waiting on, and that will inform some of the things that we may do next year. And so I'm kind of in this waiting period, but as you will have heard me say, if you've been following me for any length of time, I am a believer in being in control of what you can control. So whether you or not, you know what 2020 is going to bring. If you are like me and you might be in a season of waiting, or you might be waiting on things that aren't, in your control, or waiting on decisions to make, or whether you kind of have not blueprint, but you kind of have a list of things. You kind of have your calendar sort of mapped out, and you kind of know, that's what I was looking for, map, not blueprint. You kind of have the year mapped out, for the most part, the things that you might be working on, whether or not you know or you don't know. There are things that you definitely have control over. And there is one thing that most of us can be 99.9% sure of, and that is, no matter what we face, no matter what our challenges and projects and to-dos are, at some point next year, you're gonna hit a wall. At some point next year, you're gonna be stressed. At some point next year, you're gonna be overwhelmed. At some point next year, you may have doubts. At some point next year, you are going to be discouraged. At some point next year, you're gonna feel like you're not good enough. At some point next year, you are going to be anxious, right? At some point next year, you are going to feel one of all kinds of negative feelings that are going to want to destroy you, are going to want to drain you, are going to want you to make you feel uncertain and like you are just treading water, right? And walking into a new year or into a new season, knowing that, then I feel like it should behoove me to be as prepared as I can so that when those times come, when those moments come, when those dark moments arrive, I have something to go to. I have a place, I have some things to turn to help me through, and notice I said through, not past, through those moments. I believe that God gave us emotions for a reason. They are not to control us, but they are to advise us. They are to, I read a really good quote. This is good. I saw it today on Instagram. I'm kind of going off script here, you guys. I saw it on Instagram today and I posted it in my stories. If you follow me, you may have seen it. Oh man, it was so good. Right here. Okay. This is from Well Watered Women, which if you have not checked out their Instagram page, they've got some really, really great content on their Instagram page and some products in their shop. It's a whole business. Anyway, it says, God designed our emotions to operate like thermometers, not thermostats. Okay, so think about that. Our emotions, I'm gonna wing it here just a little bit. I did not plan on talking about this, but basically, you know what a thermometer does? A thermometer tells you, oh, my temperature is 98.6 degrees, right? Or 105, or whatever. It tells you where you're at, what you might need to fix, what kind of medicine you might need to take, how your body is feeling, how your body is functioning, what your body needs. A thermostat, on the other hand, you can see mine right over there. Okay, right there. Right? A thermostat sets the temperature of the house or the room, right? It controls how you feel, how you perform. You notice if you're in a room that's too cold, you're gonna feel some kind of way. If you're in a room that's too hot, you're gonna feel or perform a certain way. And what I think this is saying is that you should be able to use your emotions to indicate what you might need, how you might need to take care of yourself, what your next step ought to be, but they should never set the tone. They should never set the bar. They should never set the mood necessarily. We, up here, can act and behave not regardless of, but in spite of how we might be feeling. We should never let our feelings control ourselves. Okay, so I kind of what do you call that? Not rabbit hole. Bunny trailed? I forgot what that's called, guys. I kind of trailed off. Okay, so coming back to what my original statement was. Knowing that we are going to feel things, we should be in a position to get us through. That was what my point was. You should find ways to get you through your emotions. Feel what you have to feel, right? You should feel all the things. I'll say that. I say that carefully. Listen to what I'm saying and don't hear what I'm not saying. Allow yourself to feel the things, whatever it is, but then make an intentional choice to behave correctly. Make an intentional choice to respond rather than just react, okay? That's how adults should function. Children react. Adults should think and respond. So having a self-care kit, all that to say, having a self-care kit, something like this, gives us just a moment to pause, to take a breath, to have a moment, to maybe help ourselves process what might be going on, give ourselves the space and the white space, the margin, to be able to catch up with what might be going on around us so that we can engage in those situations and in those challenges and in those conversations in a classy, adult, mature way. Okay? Those are my thoughts. All right, enough commentary, enough prelude. Let's get into the good stuff. So what I did was I went both to Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I ended up getting a basket at Michael's, and I had a 50% off coupon. And I encourage you, if you need to buy a basket, here's the one thing. Most of the stuff in this basket, a lot of us are gonna have already. So all we're doing is gathering stuff from our house and putting it in one space in a kit, okay? Some things I just didn't have, so I had to go purchase them. But most of the stuff I already had. The basket I did not have, okay? So I bought this basket, like I said, from Michael's. It's a wicker basket, it's sturdy. If you're gonna be putting a lot of things into a basket, then I recommend you get something with a sturdy bottom, something that's gonna be able to take the weight of your items. I also, like I mentioned, I did use a coupon, so look for things that are on sale, maybe off season. If you have a coupon, or wait until you get a coupon. Michael's and Hobby Lobby always have coupons. If you're buying from Hobby Lobby, their baskets and what they call table decor, I believe. So they're like wall decor, and then their table decor go on sale at usually 40 to 50% off on alternate weeks. So get to know your sales at your local Hobby Lobby if you have one, and wait for the baskets and things to go on sale 40 to 50% off, okay? Mine were not on sale this week when I bought this basket. So I had to go to Michael's and use a coupon. So anyway, just tip there. So get a basket and you're gonna start filling it with stuff, okay? Go to your house, go around your house and start pulling things. So I'm gonna put this here in front of me. I'm gonna start pulling some stuff. And like I said, you should have most of this around. Some of these items are going to be for taking care of your body and kind of pampering yourself a little bit. Some of these items are going to give you the opportunity to pause mentally, okay? And just to give your mind a chance to breathe for a moment. And then some of these items are for your faith, and some of these items are just kind of for comfort. So you can have a variety of different items that solve different problems or that address different things, okay? So that's kind of what I was going for, was a mixture of things. So first off, one of the things that you can put in your basket is a journal. Now, depending on what your regular journaling habits are, you may already have one that you keep around. I'm not very good at it, but I do believe in the practice of keeping a book with you at all times, a journal book of some type. This is you've seen it before if you've watched my videos, this is my Stylogy. For One Book July this past summer, it was functioning as my planner, so it has tabs and things that I was using to mark the weeks, but now it functions just as my journal and my dailies, because right now I'm not using my regular planner setup. Anyway, different story. So I'm using this kind of as my dailies and my journal to do journal entries. And then it lives in this cover that I got from Walmart. So you can I'll have most of these products. What I can link, I'll link in the description and in a blog post. And then if I don't have the exact product, I will have a similar product linked in the blog post that goes with this video in the description box. So anyway, a journal. If you do not regularly journal, then what I advise you to do is when you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, start getting into the habit of putting your thoughts on paper. Sometimes we can solve our own problems. Like, you may think that you have to go to somebody every single time, and if you have a really good friend, somebody that you can kind of vent to, then that's good. You know, those are the good friends, those are the ones you keep. But you also want to have a way to process your thoughts on your own, and doing it on paper is a really, really great practice. So even if you don't journal on a regular basis, have a notebook of some kind. It could be a legal pad, it could be, you know, anything. It could be a nice journal, it could be a composition book, whatever you want, and have a pen ready. This one has a pen loop, so I keep my pen in here, just so you can kind of write down your frustrations, write down what is maybe giving you anxiety, write down what is overwhelming you. It helps us to process things up here. And sometimes it's also, you may write something down that you weren't even consciously considering in your stress or in your overwhelm or in your anxiety or in your weariness. You know what I mean? And I have found sometimes if I write things down and once I look at it on paper, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I wasn't really mad at my husband, for example. I was really frustrated about this thing over here. And sometimes we misappropriate our frustration. Sometimes we misinterpret it, and sometimes we take it out on the wrong people. So I highly encourage you, even if you don't journal on a regular basis, keep a journal in your self-care kit to at least be able to start writing what is frustrating you down on paper. It might help clear your head. You can write it in a prayer. Like if you're frustrated, you can write out your prayer. Lord, I'm so tired of da 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 da. Please help me with da 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 da. It can be whatever form you want. So journal, number one on the list. Second thing that you might want to keep in a list is magazines. Now, I don't buy a lot of magazines. In fact, I only own a few, and I don't buy like your everyday run-of-the-mill magazines like Cosmo or even like Better Homes and Gardens or Times, or I don't buy those kinds of magazines. I really like kind of the higher end magazines. I consider Magnolia Journal to be kind of one of those higher end magazines, meaning that I'm not gonna rip the pages out of this. It is an issue that is its own beautiful piece of content, and I like it to stay that. So Magnolia is one of my favorites. I have a couple, and I want to get a subscription. I just haven't gotten around to it. The other magazine that I really like is called Bella Grace. And what I like about these magazines is they act like a book, but function as a magazine. Or is it the other way around? Anyway, I think I said that right. There are places in here to write, they're like journaling prompts. There are lists. The photography is beautiful. The aesthetics are beautiful. It's really one of those magazines to just kind of pick up every once in a while and take a pen or a pencil and just kind of have 15 minutes to yourself and kind of bask in some really simple beauty. It is, you can get it like a Barnes & Noble. That's where I usually find them. It is a little bit more of an expensive magazine because it kind of functions like a book. This one's like $18. So I only have one so far because usually when I'm at the bookstore, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not always in a place to treat myself to an $18 magazine. So one of these days, I would love to get a subscription or buy all the back issues because they're just really pretty magazines. So anyway, magazines are something that you might put in your self-care kit. Whatever you like to look at. Don't focus so much on fluffy articles. Focus more on something that's going to give your brain a break and some quiet. Choose something that's calming. It can be educational, it can be useful, but something that's going to give you some calm. Not gossipy, not fluffy, not the 75 tips to make it hotter in the bedroom, not that kind of stuff. Not the celebrity, latest whatever. Something that's got something that's simple, that has a little bit of staying power, and that is comforting and homey. Think of whatever makes you feel comforting and homey. Maybe an art magazine, something like that. Home decor, something like that. Okay, the next thing that I'm trying to figure out what I want to show next, because they don't really go in order. So, okay, the next thing that you might want to keep in here is hand cream. This is not actually hand cream. This is body cream. So hold on, give me a second. I actually have my hand cream here. Okay, so hand cream. This is the hand cream that I keep in my purse. This is Marula Botanical Hand Cream. I keep this in my purse. I actually got this out of a FabFitFun box, and I really, really like it. So keep some hand cream in here. And when you're using your hand cream, like right now, my hands are a little bit dry. So let's say that you are just super tired. Maybe you've had a really long day, it was tough. You can go to your self-care kit, put some hand cream on your hand, and for like 2 minutes, maybe that's all you have because you have to go on to the next thing. 2 minutes. Take a few deep breaths. Maybe put on some nice music, sing a song. Maybe recite some scripture. Maybe flip through the pages of a magazine. Actually, no, you're focusing on your hand cream now, so don't touch anything. Just take a couple of breaths. Think about something nice. Say a quick prayer. This is a great time to maybe say a quick prayer and just enjoy the moment. You're giving yourself 2 seconds to slow down. 2 minutes, sorry. 2 minutes to slow down. Get in between your fingers. You know, that's where we get dry. 2 minutes. You could even set a timer. You could even set a timer. And if you got kids at home, you say, Mommy needs 2 minutes. She needs 2 minutes. Set your timer. Put some lotion on your hands. Give them a quick, gentle massage. Go back and do life. So, hand cream. A great place to find hand cream. This stuff is a little pricey. Again, I got it out of a FabFitFun box. I would generally not purchase something like this. A great place to find a hand cream is in the travel section of Walmart or Target, where you get like the small travel size bottles. Okay, next. Okay, like I said, some of these things, let me go through and find the body products, okay? So I've got a few body products, and depending on how much time you have, that will determine what you may be able to use. So I have a couple of foot products. My feet tend to get really dry, okay? They tend to get dry, my heels get cracked. I do need to pay more attention to my feet. I have this exfoliating foot mask. Oh Lord, y'all, my lighting, excuse me, is so off right now because it is gloomy and you can't see this. It's gloomy and crummy outside, so I'm having to use artificial light, which I don't like. My video quality tends to be really bad, but that's what I got. So anyway, this is exfoliating foot mask. If I can find it online, I will link it below. I got this in a FabFitFun box as well. It's by Wish, and not Wish like a dream is a wish your heart makes, but Wish like W-H-I-S-H. It's exfoliating. You're supposed to use it ideally before you go to bed. So anyway, a foot cream, a foot mask. You can get like foot creams, they tend to be thicker. You can get them, you know, just in the personal care products section at the store. This is another foot treatment. It's by Dermalect Cosmeceuticals, which is the combination of cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, I'm assuming. And I don't really know how you use this, but it's supposed to help give your rough, dry, and chapped skin a smoother, silkier feel. That's nice. So something for your feet, maybe some fuzzy socks. I don't have any in here, but you might add some fuzzy socks. Again, if you only have 2 minutes, put some cream on your feet, put some socks on, and keep it pushing. Next, I have some masks. So if you have 15 to 20 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the mask, you might use something for your face. This I got at Walmart or Target. This came out of a FabFitFun box. This is a bubble sheet, and this is just one of those paper masks. These are really nice because you can just lay it on your face and peel it off when it's done, and then you rub the leftover, you know, stuff on, and then you're on your way. These are eye masks, so they look like this, and they're by Black with a Q. Another item I got from my FabFitFun box. If you've never gotten a FabFitFun box, you're interested, maybe you have a little bit of room in your budget. It's a quarterly box. It costs $50, I think. I should have a code that you can use. I'll put it in the description box if you want to get a percentage off your first box, if you want to try it out. I like it. It's like a treat to myself that I get on a quarterly basis, and it's quite nice. I just got charged for my winter one, so it should be shipping soon. and my husband doesn't mind, so that's always really nice. Okay, the next product is also a FabFitFun product, but I did see you can get it on Amazon. It's by Grace and Stella, and it's a rose spray. Okay, y'all, this is an extra bottle my friend gave me. She wasn't using it, and I have another one. It sits on my desk. You guys, this is, let's say you don't even have 2 minutes. Let's say you don't have 2 minutes. You don't have 2 minutes to spare. You have like 10 seconds. You go to your self-care kit. You go like this. Done. Back out to face whatever you got out there. You just did a little bit of self-care. And it smells so good. And it feels refreshing. You guys, out of all of these products, rose spray is my favorite. So get you some rose spray. There's a link. You can get it on Amazon. I never used any other brand, so I can't recommend any other brand. This brand you can get on Amazon as of right now, so I can highly recommend this. But I think there are other ones out there. I just can't speak to them. Okay, next. If you've got more time than one of these, I also have a clay mask that I had in my bathroom. So you can do a clay mask if you've got some more time to like rinse at the sink and all of that. And my phone's ringing. I'm gonna pause and answer the phone because it's my husband. Give me a second. Hello. And done. He's on his way home. He always calls when he's on his way home. Okay, so rose spray, my favorite. That's not where I left off. Whoa. Clay mask, guys, clay mask. So, face. Take care of your face. I'll be talking about that in future videos, so watch out for that. Okay, next. Also, kind of for your mind and body, essential oils. I like essential oils. I happen to use the brand doTERRA, and they have these great roller bottles. You can also make your own roller bottles. You can get these bottles online and make your own. So there's a bajillion recipes on Pinterest. So if you use essential oils, okay. If you use essential oils, you already know this. If you don't use essential oils and you don't know the different uses for them, one of the uses is to make a roller bottle. Actually, I don't want to use this one right now. And you can use the roller to apply it to different areas of your skin around your body, everywhere from head to toe, depending on what the blend is. I love this one. This is called Past Tense. Anyway, so having a couple of roller bottles in your self-care kit can help. And you can create certain roller bottles or even sprays that, or blends that fix certain problems or address certain needs. Okay, I think that's the last of the body products. Next, let's go to, okay, this is a pillow spray. You can also make them with essential oils. This is one that I happen to have because it came out of my FabFitFun box. Sorry, you guys can't see this. It's by This Works. Sounds like what it is, like how it sounds. This, the word, works, the word. And it has like a lavender smell. It's got lavender, vetiver, and wild chamomile, which is wonderful. And it's supposed to, you're supposed to spray it on your pillowcase or your bed cover before you go to sleep, and then go to sleep. So maybe if you're having trouble sleeping, maybe because you've got anxiety or just plain old insomnia, this might be something that can help. All right, next, while I love diffusing oils, I have diffusers and I like diffusing oils, I also like just a good old-fashioned candle. And I'm not cheap, but I do like to save some money. So I normally buy the candles that I use on a regular basis from Walmart because they've got the $3 candles. This is a $3 candle. They're normally $3.33, but they had them marked down. This is called Fall Farmhouse, and it smells lovely. This might be something that you might have a special candle that you burn when you need a moment, right? When you're rubbing your feet, when you're putting on your mask, and you just keep it in your self-care kit. You might change it out with the seasons or something like that. however you want to do the candle situation. The next item I have is a mug, okay? There's something about assigning an item to a specific time. For instance, some people will wear, what is the example I'm thinking of? Some people will, oh, okay, here, I've got an example. Some people will, when they're doing certain kinds of work, like if you're doing a writing session, they'll light certain candles, or they'll diffuse certain oils, or drink certain tea to kind of get their mind to recognize, oh, we're doing that thing that we always do when I smell that or when I taste that, okay? So you might have a mug that you set aside, you take it out of your cabinet, I took this one out of my cabinet, you set aside, you put it in your self-care kit, and this is the mug that I drink out of when I need a moment. When I am maybe reading a book because I need just some space. When I'm taking 5 to 10 minutes to drink a cup of tea or whatever. You might even have a special kind of tea that you put in your self-care kit for when you need that break, okay? This one says bonjour. My French accent is terrible. When then underneath it says that's fancy for hey. So a mug, I love mugs. And again, you can also maybe pick a tea or something to go along with that. Okay, the next item is a set of note cards. Now I had this in my collection. I can't remember who gave this to me, maybe an aunt or grandmother. I can't remember. But anyway, it is a set of note cards and it has the note card, okay? And then it has the little matching envelopes. One of the things that we can forget when we are stressed, when we are anxious, or when we are tired is we can forget to think about other people. And I know I am totally bad. I'm good at forgetting other people. So maybe get a set of note cards. You may even already have something. A set of note cards, guys, I'm so sorry about the light. Or even just index cards if you want to jot down a note, or Post-its. You can jot a note down and tape it to the fridge for your family to see. Put it on your kids' bed so they see it before they go to sleep. Put it on your husband's mirror in the bathroom or in his car so he sees it when he's getting ready for work or when he gets in the car to go to work. Put it in an envelope and send it to a friend. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. I mean, anything. Something to take your mind off yourself and remember others. So, note cards or a notepad or something like that. You can also use Notepad. So I have this other notepad. Again, I don't know who gave it to me. It's got an E on there for my name. And it's one of those things that fold open like this. And it just has paper. It's not sticky paper, it just rips off. You might use a note paper like this. Or you can use index cards, which I just got at Walmart. It's got the bright neon cards in it. And it's already on rings. And you can write Bible verses. One of the things that we need to do when we are stressed, tired, overwhelmed, anxious, worried, angry, is to take a moment to go in the Word. So get some index cards or something like this, a mini notebook, some note paper to keep Bible verses in. You may keep them in one place like this, like in a notebook or ringed situation. You can even get those, I forgot to call them, but they're the rings that you just get by themselves and then hole punch the index cards and hold them like that. You can even buy them pre-done like that. Or you can get note paper and then stick them in different places, at your desk, on your mirror, in your car, to just kind of remind you of whatever Bible verse you want to keep in your mind. So note cards, scripture cards, note cards or note paper for scripture. There you go. Okay, the next thing, I thought this was kind of fun, and you can do it a couple of different ways. So at Hobby Lobby, they have these, they're by the scrapbooks and the photo albums. They have these little books. They're thin, as you can see, and they've got a ribbon on them, as you can see, And they're like little miniature scrapbooks, okay? Untie this. As you see, I hadn't opened it yet. And it opens up as such, and it's just got scrapbooking paper. It's not very big. Ooh, okay, interesting. The ribbon kind of holds the back, and it opens up in the back. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. So it's this little miniature scrapbook, and I thought it would be really cool to keep pictures in here. So when you're feeling down or stressed, this would be something that you would potentially prep at the beginning of the year. Maybe do this in January as just kind of like a little fun project. Put pictures in here of your family, your loved ones, maybe quotes that you love, some inspirational quotes, things like that, and use this as a pick-me-up, as a visual pick-me-up. This is gonna remind you, this is why I work so hard at my job. This is why I fight so hard for my marriage. This is why I educate my children the way we decided to educate them. This is why I sacrifice the way I sacrifice. These are the people that I want to love on. These are the people that I want to leave a legacy for. These are the people that I want to influence. If you're putting quotes or something like that in there, you can put motivational quotes or verses, lines from your favorite books, and remind yourself, this is what I'm supposed to be focused on. This is why I go to the gym at the crack of dawn. This is why I stay long hours at my job. This is why I'm going back to school, at such and such age. This is why, this is why, this is why. Because there are gonna be those times where you are so not having it, and that you need to be brought back to center and to know, this is why I do what I do. You should always have a why for doing what you do. And that goes for any area of your life, and it could be, this is why I choose to eat this kind of food. This is why I choose to work at this job. And if you're working a job and it's just a job, you should still have a why, because one day I don't want to have to do this. I'm working towards something. I am fulfilling this goal. I'm meeting this need. Whatever it is, you should have a why. And you can have a book like this to keep pictures, mementos, and words to keep you focused and to keep you energized and motivated. Now, if you don't find something like this, you can of course use a sketchbook or a notebook or something. What you might also do is use one of those cheap photo albums. You can get these at the drugstore, you can get them at Walmart. I got this one at Michael's because sometimes Walmarts don't carry everything the same, right? Sometimes you can't find them. But just a cheap photo book that you can slide pictures in, right? And you can put your pictures in here, but you can also slip pieces of paper in there for those quotes or any mementos or anything like that that you might want to collect, okay? So I would say calling this a photo album or a scrapbook, okay? Mini photo album, mini scrapbook. You could also, and I didn't put it in here, sorry, my legs get numb, like this leg is going numb, and so I have to like stretch it out and reposition, and then this seating arrangement doesn't work and I have to redo it again. Anyway, I don't sit on the floor very comfortably. Anyway, I didn't put it in here, but you might also keep a photo frame, a framed photo. Don't just put a photo frame in there with the stock image, it just doesn't do anything for you. Keep a framed photo, maybe of your family, in your box. So again, when you're having a rough day, you can look at that photo and be reminded of why you do what you do. Okay, a few more items here. The next is a book. You might, depending on where you keep your self-care kit, you might keep the book that you are currently reading. You might keep your all-time favorite book. Sometimes we just kind of like to flip through a favorite book just to kind of read certain passages that we like or dialogue that we enjoy or whatever. My recommendation, or my advice, see, I'm adjusting again. My recommendation is to get a book that maybe has essays in it, or short chapters that can offer a small, useful bit of information. Okay, so you don't have to read 20 pages or, to get something useful. You don't have to, if you only have 10 minutes, read, for 10 minutes and then like not get anything out of it. So the one that I picked as an example, I don't know if this is going to be the book, but the one that I picked as an example is Emily P. Freeman's The Next Right Thing. I picked this up earlier this year, and it has short chapters. And I have not read it yet, because, but from what I know about her podcast, they may or may not build on each other. Like I don't think you have to read it in chronological order. You probably do, but I'm assuming that you can just kind of flip to one chapter and get something useful out of it, because that's how her podcast is. She offers really good short bits of information in each episode, and you can just listen to any one of them and feel like you fed your soul a little bit. So pick something that maybe has short essays, short chapters that you can read for 15 to 20 minutes and get something out of it, rather than, you know, a novel or something like that where you have to kind of pick up where you left off and reframe your, re-familiarize with what's going on, if it's not something that you go to every day. A devotional would also be a good option as well. So a book. You know I'm a big fan of books. The other thing that you could put in here, and I forgot to put it in here, is you might, this may or may not be relevant depending on what it's like at your home. You might even put like your favorite movie. If you have like DVDs, you might even put your favorite DVD in here to kind of grab and take to, you know, the television to kind of just sit. If you got a couple of hours to watch a DVD, you can maybe tuck in a few favorite DVDs in there. The reason why I laugh is because at our house, I own DVDs, but the way my brother we use his television in our media room and all of his stuff, the way we have it set up, we don't actually have a DVD player. So we have to use one of his game systems to play DVDs. And we were laughing about how it's a little bit clunky now in a world of streaming video to have the physical videos nowadays. But I like having DVD collections, so anyway, that's why I laughed. Okay, I have two more things to show you. The next thing is a coloring book. Now, adult coloring books have become really popular over the past few years. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It's called Color at Home. Oh, y'all, sorry about the lighting. I also found it on Amazon, so I will link it in the blog post as well. It's called A Young House Love Coloring Book. And what I like about this one in particular, is you can go through these exercises. Now, I don't know how good this is going to show up, how well this is going to show up, but there's an introduction, and it talks about colors and things that they're kind of leading you to try in the book and in your real home, okay, when it comes to interior decorating. And there are exercises with color that you can do. So this one talks about the color wheel, and then trying different color combinations in the book on certain items, and then you go through the different rooms of the house and color the different rooms in the house. And I'm at a point in my life, like this is the first house that I've lived in since we've gotten married. We lived in a travel trailer before that, and so I have more space to work with and to decorate, and so slowly we're just kind of putting things together, and I'm slowly finding my style and what I like. So I thought this was kind of appropriate for the season that I'm in my life right now. Again, I got this at Hobby Lobby. I used a coupon, but you can also get it on Amazon if you don't find it locally. And then of course, you gotta have some colors. These are Crayola Super Tips. These are my favorite inexpensive markers, and I love the 50 count because that gives you a lot of options for color. It's got the little chart in the back for the different colors. You can get these at Walmart for $6 something. So not even $7, you can get those. If you want something a little bit more high end, you might try, I didn't put these in my basket, but I just happened to have them, so I thought I'd show them. This is, I forgot how many are in here, but these are Tombow dual brush pens. Now, they should be used for things that maybe are a little bit more, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. These should be used for things that are a little more sophisticated than a coloring book, like hand lettering and things like that. But because there are so many color options, and because we can work in things like blending and whatnot, I'm not gonna lie, I might be pairing these together. But then again, I might just use my super tips. I don't know. Anyway, this is just another option. This is a whole set. I don't know if they come in other smaller sets, smaller palette sets. And I don't know if all of those sets put together make up this one. I haven't looked into it as deeply, but this was gifted to me by my brother. He was very sweet and knew that I wanted it and just gave it to me. So that was really cool. That's why I have these. But if you're interested in Tombows, you can check them out on Amazon. I will put links. So that's just another kind of more adult option. Okay, last but not least, okay, we're talking about self-care. We're talking about taking space to have a moment, to breathe, to think, to give ourselves some margin so that we can make better, well-intended decisions. And last but not least, every self-care kit should include a Bible. This is a small Bible, obviously, as you can see, a pocket Bible. You can put in a pocket. Pocket Bibles are so inexpensive. You can get it in pretty much any translation that you want. And just to have the word in this designated place that you are going to for these specific reasons, having the word is such a good thing to do. It's an important thing to include. You should not leave it out because you are trying to solve a specific problem. You are trying to meet a specific challenge. So take the opportunity to put the word in there. The other thing that I was thinking about that you can do is you can also get some highlighters or even use your markers, depending on what kind you use. You can even use highlighters or a highlighter to highlight certain scriptures in the Bible that you use for self-care. So get a pocket Bible, and this is your self-care kit Bible, okay? Or look around your house, you might have an extra one, whether it's pocket or not. And if it's not highlighted yet, then you might consider getting a color that you really like. And this isn't for Bible study. This isn't for devotions necessarily, but the verses that you highlight in here, you're creating a collection of verses that you can use for when you're going through these feelings or handling these emotions or going through these circumstances. Does that make sense? So, tuck the word, there you go. Tuck the word in your self-care kit because you always, always, always need the word. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. That's a lot of stuff, but my basket has room for more. So what I'm anticipating is that over time, I will be adding things to my self-care kit. I'll be replacing, masks and things as I use them. I will be changing out magazines potentially because, they can be seasonal. Candles even will be seasonal. I might be adding things here and there. There's a blanket that I have somewhere in this house. I've been looking for it for the past 12 hours and I can't find it. That's gonna go in here, like the small blanket. Anything that you can think of that makes you feel good, that makes you feel cozy, that makes you feel cared for, you can add it to this basket over time, depending on how big or small depending on how big or small your basket is, will obviously determine what else you might be able to put in it. But make this just something that you have at the ready. It can go at the foot of your bed, it can go in your bathroom, your closet, by your nightstand, somewhere, your office, somewhere where it won't get messed with. And I know that can be hard if you've got kids or even pets. But just somewhere where it's designated for you for when you need it. One thing I did like about this basket, I haven't done it yet, but it has this little chalkboard piece on the front where I can write self-care or anything on the front with some chalk, like a chalk marker or something like that. So I do intend to do that. And yeah, and I need to take the tags off. I don't know if you can see, but the tags are still on. And this will be my self-care basket for 2020. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If there's anything that you might add to your self-care kit, feel free to share recommendations, ideas. You guys might be able to inspire one another with those comments. So please do leave them if you have any other ideas of things that you might need for self-care kit. And then let me know if you decide to make a self-care kit. And if you do so, you can make a video about it. You can take a picture and share it on, I hang out on Instagram, so you can share it on Instagram. If you're part of our Facebook group, our Live Well Stay Focused Facebook group, you can leave a picture in our group and tag me. Let me know what you put inside yours. I would love to see all kinds of self-care kits out there because you guys, like I said at the beginning, we know we're gonna have to deal with these kinds of emotions and challenges and situations. Why not be prepared for them and make sure that we're taking care of ourselves as we can. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing back up. I've got quite a mess going on here on the floor. So I'm gonna get cleaned up and then hang out with the Hubs who just walked in the door not too long ago. I hope you guys are having a great, well, it's evening now, or whatever time of day that you are watching this. I will talk to you all in the next video. Oh, so I only had 7 videos planned, but I might have more coming. We'll see. We'll see. So this was supposed to be the end of the series, but I might have more coming. So we'll see what I can come up with. But anyway, stay tuned for whatever other videos that will be going up on the channel soon. And I will talk to you all later. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.